Hey, welcome to the Mortgage Minute for the end of June, and it is hot outside. This is evening time. I had to wait to evening because it was too hot to do during the day. We crested over 40 degrees. I mean, even right now, I'm looking at the temperature, and we're at about 35 degrees at almost 10 o'clock at night. So, the temperature is rising outside, and there's two things people love to talk about in Canada. We love to talk about the weather and real estate. Well, one thing's rising and the heat's going up, but real estate, you could argue, is cooling down. I found a headline that I loved that I wanted to share here today because we've been talking about rising real estate prices and the lack of affordability, and the government should do something, et cetera, et cetera. Here's an article that says BC home sales forecast to drop by 21% in 2022. Well, that's interesting, and that sure captures your attention, doesn't it? It's interesting. The article goes on to say that they actually rose by 37% in 2021. We're not done yet, but predicting a cooling off. Now, what's your definition of cooling off? Just on the weekend, one of my clients lost out on a condo they were trying to purchase downtown Vancouver because of multiple offers, and people went in subject free. But there was only 4 offers that were subject free over a list. So is that the definition of cooling off as opposed to 10 offers over a list? So the bottom line is, I'm going to predict you're going to see a lot more articles like that, and there's going to be a lot more pressure on the government to do something. We just saw them recently come out and increase the stress test. The percentage you have to qualify for was increased to 5.25%. But here's something I'm going to watch very carefully. An impromptu election being called. If the government calls for an election and we enter into an election year at the end of 2021 into 2022, watch for a freeze on the Bank of Canada, the finance minister, and OSFI are all going to take a step back because, quite frankly, they don't want to be seen as influencing the outcome of the election. So what they'll do is nothing. It'll be status quo, and that'll give the real estate market a chance to just figure things out on its own and find its own market equilibrium based on supply and demand economics. That's my prediction. So watch for that. Watch for more headlines that are trying to grab your attention. Be careful and read behind the headlines. Okay. In the meantime, 2 quick things I just want to say. We've talked about the first responders program. Very excited about that as a way of giving back to those hard workers on the front line. Second Lender has now stepped up, and there are now 2 first responder programs. Reach out if you are a first responder or you know somebody is, and I'm happy to share those details. Plus, if you live in British Columbia and you're making a purchase, and the purchase is high ratio, okay? That's a high ratio, less than 20% down. HSBC is offering a variable rate mortgage below 1%. It's insane. So interest rates are still low. Even if you don't qualify for that, there are other products out there that are very interesting, worth paying attention to if you're looking to refinance, your mortgage is coming up for renewal, or you just want to see if it's worth breaking your mortgage to save some money and get into a new one. Again, you can always check out my mortgage app. Go to send me an email, peter@peterkinch.com. You can always go to peterkinchmortgages.com. In the meantime, stay cool and have an absolutely fantastic week. We look forward to talking to you soon.